rather read something else. Okay. That's why I said you come to class with the motivation to take a Shakespeare for pleasure, for I would say for fun. Fun to me is learning. It's not disco. Dancing. No, it's learning. Fun is studying. I think that's the real fun. I think we are mature enough to realize that fun is the adventure of learning. All right, now, the crowds that fill the theaters in Shakespeare's time imbibe his words with ease, and perhaps we have forgotten how to listen to his language or approach his works, unaware of the larger cultural, political, spiritual context. And this is the reason why we have taken Shakespeare. We have to take his life, and then we're going to take the times, which is the Elizabethan times, and then we're going to take the theater. In other words, the whole milieu of the 16th and the 17th century, but more specifically the 16th century, because this was the height of the English language. And remember that English in the 16th century was more spoken than written. And this is true of any language that starts actually. You don't really mind too much about the spelling if you are not yet too far from the heart, that means the height of the language. Like even in Filipino, for example, you're not very particular about spelling. What do you like, for example, say, melon, say, how do you spell melon? M-A-Y-R-O-O-N or M-E-R-O-N. You don't care. It's all right. It's all right. What's important is that it's musical. It's musical. Like, for example, I think the most musical Tagalog is Bulacan. Bulacan Tagalog, because of the fact that it is the Tagalog that is spoken by Molas Malakas. It's beautiful. I wish I were a Bulacanio, because then it would be in my system, in my flesh and blood, in my bones, so to speak. Perfect Tagalog. That's the equivalent of the King's English in the Philippines. It's Manila Tagalog is corrupt. Horrible. It's not good. Okay, so we will do our best in this course to bring you back to the Elizabethan work, where English reads its perfection. And even the spelling of Shakespeare, when he would sign as, it's not very carefully, but it was not actually pronounced as Shakespeare, it was pronounced as Shucks. And Shakespeare would not be very careful about the spelling, because it was not the practice. He would sign things as W-M-S-H-A-T-E and W-M-S-H-A-K-P-E-R, etc. But he had about, I have about 3 or 4 or 5 specimens of Shakespeare's signature. None of them spelled the way we spell it. He never spelled it the way we spell it. He would spell it anyway except the one that we spell it. And it's very interesting because although none of these plays already survived as they were originally written by Shakespeare, but what survived are actually the descendants of the folio that were put out thanks to these 2 friends of Shakespeare, Butler and Hennings. There are speculations that there is a surviving, just 1-page manuscript of Henry VIII written in the handwriting of Shakespeare himself. And I have it here with me. I will show it to you. It is this one. It's the only surviving Shakespeare handwriting. This one. This is taken not from Hamlet, Othello, Lear, Macbeth, but this is taken from his last play, Henry VIII. Henry VIII. I'm going to pass this around for you to examine the handwriting of Shakespeare. And it's quite curious because You see, one day, many years ago, I was in Fort Santiago, and I was looking at the manuscript of Novi. The similarity is striking. I said, no wonder he was a genius. Because you see, I don't know if this is apocryphal, but your intellectual capacity reflects on your handwriting. I am a anthropologist, and I can analyze. In fact, I used to do this for a living for a while. For people who would apply for jobs in Makati, they would hire me. That's why when they ask you to write in handwriting your application, there is a graph analysis first. But right now, if you're applying for job, write it in your own handwriting, because there is a graphologist who has to examine your handwriting to see if you can be trusted, if you are dishonest, if you are gossipy, if you are not very dry. It shows in your handwriting. This is graphologist. But actually, this is a science. But don't worry, I do not use it. I work your papers. I pretend that I don't know anything. Otherwise, I would be very biased when I look at That's why look at the handwriting. This, as far you take it from the graphologist, this is the handwriting of a genius. And if you look at the handwriting, even because I saw the signature when I was in Italy, I saw the signature of Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I saw that in Petrarch's villa, the guest book one is by Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I saw Jose Rizal. And then I also saw another one by the romantic poet George Noel Ogden, Lord Byron. Because Lord Byron is another writer who never plotted a line. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless lines and starry skies, straight. No rewriting. Very, very active life. He died as a hero at the age of 36, fighting for independence in the swamps of Isolong. And he is considered a hero in the part of the world. What would this man have in common? Because he reflects in there. But this is just an aside to probably went around to study this man